Wilkommen, buonasera, and welcome to Celeritas. My name is Webbo, and joining me in the commentary box for tonight's Italian Grand Prix Round 2 of our second season is, as usual for Division 2, it's Branch Manch. Hey, Branch.
What's going on, Webbo?
I'm looking forward to this one, Branch. It was the scene of one of our craziest races last year. So we do start with a few people away on vacation, but hopefully we'll still end up with an entertaining race tonight. And I hope we manage to get 10 finishes this time.
Yeah, I'd have to think with obviously we changed to reduce damage for this to avoid losing too many of our drivers as we did last weekend. So I think we'll be able to keep a lot more of them. This track breeds battles. It's very easy to battle with someone for a lengthy amount of time. I don't expect us to deal with any dead periods in this race,
Yeah,
even with only drivers.
absolutely, absolutely true. Yeah. Not a lot of point talking through the championship position at the moment, especially with only I think 10 full-time drivers here in tonight's race. We're going to have some fun, and we'll see how the championship shakes out after this one, or maybe another one, and get us going. If you're watching in the chat, welcome as usual. Please say hey, tell us who you're watching for, and particularly if you're watching and you're a driver, let us know the weather forecast. It looks a little bit overcast.
It looks pretty overcast to me.
Yeah,
Looks like Carrera is the first one out of the pits.
it does. Heading out there in his AlphaTauri. Tonight we've got Snarf has decided to step down a division just to make up the numbers tonight, and I've asked him to qualify and start on the hard tyres, give everybody else a bit of a chance. Branch.
Yeah, not a terrible idea. There is, well, there's not a major difference between Division 2 and Division 1. There is still quite a difference.
Yeah.
So it's only fair to have the Division 1 drivers drive with some sort of a disadvantage.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. They're quite quick laps around Monza, given we spend a lot of it at full throttle. So I think we'll be starting a lap relatively soon. It looks like Carrera just he's gone out on mediums, I think. Branch, is that a wise choice at this stage?
Not a terrible idea to, I guess, try and get a banker lap on them. I don't think he's trying to necessarily get his lap or his quality lap on them.
No.
I don't think starting on mediums is necessarily that much better than starting on the softs at this track. So I haven't run any race simulations, unfortunately, so I don't know what kind of strategies would be playing out today. But
So commentating this is your race simulation
yes.
for your strategy. Well, Carrera's about to get going, and I don't think he's got much traffic. Maybe you could take us through a lap from the driver's eye, please.
Well, one of the longest front straights in Formula 1 down to a very heavy braking zone. You can attack this curve a little bit, can't really attack this one, it's got a sausage curve on the inside. Very low traction on exits, so you have to be careful that you don't spin the wheels too much. You'll end up in the grass or the wall. Long run before the second chicane. Once again, you can attack the first part of it. Cannot attack the second one though, as you will get absolutely launched if you hit this too wrong.
Right.
He gets through it easily, not super quickly, but he's on mediums. Through Lesmo 1 and 2, slides a bit there, lost a little bit of time. And you can slide pretty easily going through these corners if you don't attack them correctly. It looks like he's kind of struggling for grip, so going a little bit slower than he normally should. Down into probably the hardest corner on the track, in Ascari. You attack this one, you really gotta hug to the right here and avoid that curb on the left. And then down for the final corner of the lap.
It's got a swimming pool complex or Wall of Champions type inside curve, that one, hasn't it? It can really spit you into an invalidation or off-track moment on the outside of Ascari.
Yeah, absolutely. You really have to balance the car for a lap around Monza. 128 for Carrera.
Yeah, we have a Ferrari of CDM who got a very surprising debut pole in his race last week. So I'm excited to see how fast that Ferrari can go in this session. Senna's gone fastest so far on the softs, so 20.1 How does that compare to some time trial times you've seen?
I know a lot of the Div 1 drivers were able to get some 118s in
Okay.
trial, so I would expect to see we're gonna definitely see a 119s. I think that's the farthest we'll get.
Awesome. Well, CDM just getting that Ferrari into Ascari just took too much through the second branch, and that's
so easy to do.
Yeah.
It's so easy to do.
Meanwhile, Pinty has come in, ex-teammate of yours, Pinty, and cross-divisional teammate of this year anyway, in second in the 19.8. I got Quinn at 20.5 coming in P4, and Amirol has just crossed the line in P5, but he and Quinn, like Carrera, have gone out and done a lap on those medium tyres. I think that CDM, I think he will pit now. No, he's gone through. Awesome. Okay. Well, we'll stay with him then, as long as he stays valid. I was looking for the right word. Yeah, Vapor has crashed off already. Vapor Shadow, and he's questioning whether we are on reduced damage, as CDM just invalidated again. So I'm sure he can't do a third fast lap, right?
Yeah, probably not.
Wang Fee's gone pole though, so your ex-Formula C teammates showing very nicely.
Yeah, doing well. He's not too far off the pole.
Looks like Formula Com is just heading towards Parabolica. Again, medium tyres.
You're just about half the field on mediums.
Yeah.
I guess it's got to be just for some banker laps. I don't think that you would want to, if you were going to set a lap on these tires, go out this early with so little grip available.
Yeah. Carrera said he just did a high fuel run. Would that just be a way of getting an eye for the grip during the race, Branch?
Yeah. I mean, there's obviously a major difference between a Formula 1 car that has a full tank of fuel and a Formula 1 car that has no fuel in the tank. Very, very big, heavy weight difference. The car, when it's heavy, feels much more like a boat than a Formula 1 car. So it's not a bad idea to get out there and just get some laps in under those kinds of conditions, where you can, just test out, see what kind of grip you have available to you. And obviously he'll have more during the race because the track will be more rubbered in, but it's still a good idea.
Awesome. As Formula Com turns around, he has knocked off his front wing on the exit of Ascari. Very little grip, it seems, through Ascari right now. Maybe the track conditions are surprising the drivers a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like he caught a little bit too much of the inside curve on the second part of Ascari. That part of the curve, it's really tricky. Last year it was very easy to ride it, and that was basically how you got around Ascari. Now it seems like you may have to avoid that curve a little bit more than you probably want to.
Reading Senna on an outlap, but he's just come through Variante della Roggia, and it seems like it was quite recent. No, it's probably right. Grid towers, commentating with these grid towers at the moment, Branch, we've had so many errors. It's hard to believe what you're seeing sometimes. As CDM is struggling to get himself out of the barriers. I think possibly he's beached. He's been disqualified because he's beached and he can't get back on the racetrack.
Wow.
Well, that's going to hurt, but not so much, because the worst he will start will be 11th. So it's not too bad tonight, but yeah, that's going to be quite annoying.
I think he'll still be fine. Obviously, overtaking is not a problem at Monza.
Yeah.
Especially if you're quicker than the driver in front of you. Oh, excuse me.
Carrera fans just purple the first sector, Branch, so he's on his low fuel soft tyre run now. That was close.
Yeah.
You don't want so much gravel on your tyre there.
Pretty easy to dip into the gravel there. Not necessarily going to slow you down too much. It's actually a fairly decent line to take a little bit of gravel on the exit of that corner, but he took a little bit more than he probably wanted to.
Let's see how he gets on through Ascari. Just need to treat it gently, and that was pretty close to maximal. Carrera now heading down just to finish this lap off. We'll see whether this gets him nearer the front. I think it probably will, given the form Carrera's in at the moment. Heads towards the line and straight up to, yeah, 119.9. So hopefully he feels like there's a little bit of improvement in the lap he just did. Senna's going quicker right now, really wide on the way out of Parabolica. That's perfect line, but definitely a cringe moment when you're in the car. That's a P3 then, just a shade faster than Carrera fan. Very nice indeed.
Yeah, so no one able to beat Wongfi's lap at the moment.
Yeah.
Obviously, CDM, who likely would have been the favorite to get pole, is now not going to get the pole.
Yep. Quinn's back out on mediums for a second time, so he invalidates across Ascari. Yeah, just bit off slightly too much on the way in, and yeah, he will go back through and try and improve on that. Let's have a look at Bottle King. We haven't seen him. Quinn's teammate in the Williams.
He's on mediums as well. Looks like he's trying to get some bank laps. He's going very, very conservative on this lap. So it looks like he's just trying to set a lap at this point.
Okay, maybe we'll just follow Wongfi instead then, who just begins his next attempt. He seems to be the guy with the speed so far tonight. There are 7 minutes remaining of this short qualifying session. Wongfi in the lead from Pinty, and Senna, Carrera and Amiral. Purple first sector branch, but he really beached the car over the curb there. I think that's the lap over.
Yeah, likely. It looks like he has pretty much given up on it at this point. Going very slowly. Pinty is about to finish his lap.
He is, and he's got a great toe. Straight into pole. That toe, I think, may well have secured him the pole. That was definitely worth 400ths, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sweet.
So, a good job for him at the moment with about 6.5 minutes left to go. He's got provisional pole. We haven't seen anyone necessarily look fast enough to challenge him besides Wongfi, but he's likely on an end lap. I don't think he'd want to do another lap on these soft tires.
I mean, I guess the one thing that he had was that he did it at the second chicane, so if he bailed out, he would still have a fair amount of time left in those tires. But it's about whether you want to start on 2-lap old softs, I guess. Carrera fan for the line. Makes another improvement, reaching the maximum of his pace, I think, on a 119.931, and he gets P3.
3-lap old softs.
Yeah.
I guess going for a decent long run, he's going to have to get back to the pits and put on a new set of softs so he doesn't have to start on those tires.
I think everybody's in the pits or on a cooldown lap right now, Branch, unfortunately. Formula.com may be out there doing something, although he looked a little bit wild on the way out of Retifilia. He's going through Curva Grande at the moment. About to cross the first sector. 26.4 for Formula.com. He doesn't look like he's got the car under him at all, does it?
Yeah, it looks like he's kind of struggling for grip right now. It goes very wide right there. Yeah, he's definitely on a fast lap, but I would don't know if it's necessarily a fast lap.
This looks for all the world like a setup that's too low in downforce.
Yeah, maybe just thought he could use his 2020 setup, and he invalidates through Ascari. Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely can't carry on with those 2020 setups with minimal wing, especially even around Monza, where traditionally you take all the wing off, but you still need some with these new handling dynamics.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, absolutely. I think the lap that I did in time trial, I was using 8 2 wings.
Wow.
Yeah, it seems like front wing is a little bit more useful than rear wing in this game. So, just getting the car turned in when you brake, it kind of throws the car into the corner.
Quinn just dancing his car into a Scari branch. I think he got a purple middle sector there. He's finally out there on the softs, and I expect better time if he can nail Parabolica. Doesn't touch the inside curb, yeah, but manages to get out there wide for grip on the way down to the line. Very, very nice. There is a potential pole position from Quinn. 19.4, significantly quicker than the fastest times we've had so far. But the session still has 3 minutes to go as Senna attacks Della Roggia.
It was real quick through that chicane right there.
Yeah.
You can go through the Lesmos, taking as much curb as humanly possible.
Wow, that's huge. Just stepped the back out. Oh man, that was really, really on the edge and just slightly over the edge. Well, he knows where that edge is now, Branch, and he can he can try and not do it again.
Yeah, that was very, very close. A lot of the times you do that, your car ends up on the wall. So he's pretty lucky that didn't happen. I guess too much curb on the inside right there. Didn't have the grip for when the exit curb came.
Yeah.
Just pretty much lost the car. We'll see if he goes for another lap. I wouldn't be surprised if he maybe got to do repair tires, and yeah, I think he will.
There's just around enough time now to get in.
Well, I don't know, because he's gonna have to wait for his team. He's gonna have to wait for his team to get him into the garage, put the tires on, and get him back out. He may actually not be able to get another lap in.
Well, we'll keep an eye on that. Right now, everyone's still in the pits. Amiral is just going around on a warm-up lap using some big cutouts in the chicanes, minimise his tyre wear. But I do wonder whether that hurts your grip a little bit on a warm-up lap.
I've also noticed Amina Weber has joined us in the Red Bull.
So he has.
Yeah, I don't know when he joined, but he's here now. So yeah, another driver.
Well, let's hope we don't have a lobby glitch as a result of that one. I think that was a problem confined to the lobbies of 2020.
Yeah. I would hope so, at least.
Have a whole fresh new load of problems this year. But it looks like we cleared that one towards the end of 2020. Snuff is going to try and do last to first challenge from hard tyres. But that would be a 12th to first, so let's just keep our expectations in check. Amaral sees two cars come out of the pits directly in front of him. They both go into the runoff area of the first chicane there, just to get out of his way, but it still would have caused a little bit of a distraction.
Yeah, maybe. He could have maybe gotten a small tow from them as well, which would help. Oh, he cuts that first chicane a little bit too much, and then hits the curve, and didn't damage the car. Yeah, this is definitely reduced damage. I think on standard that would have been qualifying over.
Absolutely. Well, let's look at Formula Com. Emmanuel Weber hasn't started his lap, so we'll stay with Formula Com as he invalidates. So that's no good. That's not going anywhere. So let's have a look. Emmanuel Weber doing one-shot quali here, pretty much. So he's going to have to give some margin, Branch. Can't go full send.
Yeah, this is his first lap in the session. Hasn't been here this entire time, so he's going to have to make sure he at least just gets a lap in. He's going very slow through this. That is
very slow. Let's watch somebody else. I think Wang Fi's out there challenging. Pinty won't go any faster. He didn't make the timing beam. Neither did Senna, Bottle King, Snarf. Quinn's gone out. So I think it's Wang Fi, Carrera Fan in the AlphaTauris for the only Italian teams qualifying left in the Italian Grand Prix.
Dan must love that.
And yeah, they're not exactly Italian anyway in terms of ownership, but there we go. Purple middle sector for Wang Fi. He's got some speed tonight.
He looked pretty quick through Ascari there. I didn't get to see how fast he was through the sectors necessarily. So, we'll see if this is enough for pole. His teammate Carrera is not too far behind him.
Yeah, so Wang Fei for the line then. Can he get on the front row? Yes, he can. P2. Brilliant stuff. What about his teammate? Carrera? I don't know.
I think he was third. I think he was P3.
Okay, I didn't get to see because the screen cut off for me because his crossing the line was the trigger point for the end of qualifying, so we'll find out. Well,
yep.
Wow, look at that. So Quinn, I think that might be one of his first pole positions for Celeritas. So great work from Quinn to get a 119.4 on the soft tyres, along with Wang Fei alongside him on the front row. Then his teammate Carrera Fan, and then we have the first Aston Martin of Pinty. We have Senna in the McLaren in 5th place, driving for, I think, is that the Hong Kong flag? It's very similar if it's not. Amaral is 6th in the Alpine. Bottle King in the Williams is 7th. Then we've got Emmanuel Weber setting 1 time on the Red Bull. And then Snarf, Shoutout, Formula Com, and at the back will be the Ferrari of CDM, the sole Ferrari in Monza. Interesting stuff. I'm just waiting to see if any of our drivers have any comments to make in between, whether they've got comments about the weather or their performance so far.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see some rain. I don't remember the last time I've seen rain at a race in Monza, but it's always fun, although the sky does look pretty clear, so...
I believe we had rain in the qualifying session of our one of our divisional races in Monza in season 1. But yeah, I think that might be the last time I've seen it. CDM said got stuck in reverse but simply couldn't get the car down. I think when we looked at the car from the side, it looked like the car was beached in the middle. Quinn says dry race, and Carrera Fan just adds to that saying cloudy. So we will have clouds, but we don't seem to have many clouds right now.
Yeah, the sky looked pretty clear, at least from what I saw. Drivers off the line, formation lap, trying to get their tires warm. I believe, well, let's see what the guys not starting in the top 10 did. Formula Com starting on medium, CDM starting on softs. His Bottle King was disqualified already, he must have run into something.
Yeah.
Surprising that it was only him and not someone else as well. Normally it takes both of them.
So will the drivers generally go for a one-stop here, Branch?
I would think a one-stop would be the most optimal strategy, unless you think you're fast enough to pull off a two-stop. I think in general, just pit strategy just depends on your driving style here. If you
and I guess the impact of almost certain safety cars as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Luckily we have reduced, so we may see less safety cars than we did last weekend. I believe we got 2 in Division 2 and 3 in Division 1. So
yeah, there's I definitely feel like whether it's just the different handling dynamics causing people to spin more this year, or it's just the early iteration of the game, I'm seeing way more spins this season compared with last in various races that I'm seeing, and that is causing multiple. So I don't think I've seen a race without a safety car yet.
Yeah, I'd have to say I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
You know, with the new game, people still need to understand how the car works, how to make it work for them. It's, you know, and not only that, but, you know, with this new handling model, it's more difficult, you know. They literally did that specifically to make it more difficult for the drivers. And it's worked, it seems.
Yeah, definitely a new challenge for everybody, and it takes time to get a setup schema that you're happy with, especially one perfected for every single race as well. Looks like we're on the grid. We've had 3 disqualifications from this session, but we're about to get going. We've got 4 lights, And it's lights out, and away we go with the Williams and the two AlphaTauris getting away fairly equally. There's a little bit of jostling behind them, but it looks like Quinn is well away from everybody. What's going to happen? Yeah, inevitable contact. Aston touches, I think,
Oh my goodness.
Wong Fei in the back, and that's just caused an absolute concertina of cars further down. It looks like Senna going forwards, but Snarf going backwards inevitably on those hard tyres. Wong Fei lost out big time, Branch, at the start there.
There was a pile of debris in the middle of the chicane between turns 1 and 2. As Amaral misses the chicane entirely, he's going to have to take the runoff area, rejoins the track. He's missing his front wing. That must be why he missed.
Yeah, and he's handing places back.
And he's run into Amino Weber because he didn't have the downforce to make the corner.
How about this, Branch? CDM from the back is in 3rd place.
Wow.
That soft tyre decision has really worked out for him, hasn't it? Amazing. 9 places up, and we haven't seen the first lap.
I really hope we get to see his lap.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like
I can't imagine how he's going to do that.
we've got Senna and Bottle King fighting down the back straight, heading into the Parabolica. Senna slightly ahead, sweeps across the front wing. That was brave, considering how close the cars were.
Someone was wide. I don't know who that was.
Vapor Shadow going round. Yeah, we've got someone in the pits. That's Pinty in the pits already. I didn't see any issue with Pinty, so he must have picked something up on the way. Amaral has managed to catch a pit lane penalty as well. Bottle King having to cede to Senna on the way in to the first chicane, and that really lost him a lot of time with Vapor Shadow closing in behind him as well. Looks like
all
we've
those
got that.
hitters hit because of front wings, so...
Yeah, I didn't see what happened with the Aston Martin, but it clearly was enough to require a change.
Snarf is all the way up into 8th already on those hard tires. Fairly lacking pace at the moment, obviously. Takes a bit for those hard tires to get warmed up. CDM is making a run on Carrera into Ascari. I don't know if he's going to want to necessarily make this move. They're side by side, though. He holds position, goes a little bit wide, and he's going to take the position from Carrera.
Nice work. Nice work there. There was another battle just heating up on the way in as well, but I think it sorted itself out. I don't think we've had any further incident. I was looking at Vapor Shadow and Amina Weber, but they hold station. So CDM up to P2 on lap 2, right from the back of the grid. And he's actually getting away from Carrera a little bit. He's got tremendous pace right now.
Yeah, absolutely. He may be able to catch Quinn, who is already 2.5 seconds ahead of the field. So having a great race at the moment. And we still have all of our drivers. Even with incident, they're still here.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's good. I'm glad that we turned reduced damage on, because we have had it was a war of attrition the last time we were in Monza for both division races, and with a field of 12 to start with, that looked to me to be a little bit overzealous to try and do the same thing again. We might have had only 4 or 5 finishes. Looks like Imena Weber's saving weight without using a helmet on my feed, at least.
Yeah. So, I don't know how much weight that saves, but
Yeah.
maybe a little bit faster. You might have to talk to the stewards about that one.
Can't be good about the aerodynamics either. I can't imagine it helps. Snuff is, I think he's got these hard tyres up to speed now, but he's just caught a penalty, Branch, just weaving around as we see, I think, what could be our first possible retirement. Bottle King spinning around. He's taken quite significant portions of the car off, but he gets back running again, thankfully.
I didn't even see where he was out. Looks like this may have been on track, and out of the Lesmos he spun, and it's going to be a VSC into a safety car.
Yeah, and I was just riding with the only car behind him on track, Formula.com, so we got a good picture of him sideways on. Yeah, full-on safety car. 3 laps in, I think might be too early potentially for our soft runners to elect a pit, Branch.
Yeah. You may be able to make hard tires at the end, but they'll be so bad at the end of the race. I don't think it's worth it. However, we do see Amino Weber and Bottle King both pitting. Bottle King had damage. I don't know about Amino Weber though, but he is out into 8th place.
Bottle King absolutely had to repair, and I don't even know if all of his damage was repairable. There was significant portions of the floor and side pod lying on the back straight. So yeah, whether the game can repair that, I haven't been able to really get a good idea yet. I don't think so. I think the front wing is the only repairable item.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you get side pod or floor or rear wing or diffuser damage, it's unrepairable. You just have to deal with it for the rest of the race. And with the way this game works, that kind of damage really hampers your speed.
Yeah.
Almost to the point where you really can't. It's almost impossible to keep up with people.
Snarf asking if he can pit to mediums just yet. I'm going to say no. He might do anyway. I'm not sure. No, he goes by. So Senna, Shadow, and Quinn have elected to go in.
It is pretty interesting. I don't know. I don't know about this one.
So Quinn gives up the lead. So obviously giving up a big chunk of track position. We haven't caught the safety car yet, so of course he'll get back round and be within sight of the leader. But strong move by Quinn to give that up branch at this stage.
Yeah, however, you know, he did show extreme pace on those first few laps. He was pretty far ahead of the field.
Yeah.
When the safety car came out, so he definitely has the speed to win this race. And he's only in 4th, so we could end up seeing him take the lead pretty soon. Especially if there's some kind of incident going into turn 1. As we know, Bonza is very famous for that.
Yeah. Amirul just commenting. He had a. I think he got 4 laps in, and I think he woke up early to race today. I don't think that's possible. His flag is a Malaysian flag, and it is 1:34 in the morning, so I'm not quite sure if his flag truly represents where he's actually racing from. Sounds more like somebody your side of the world getting up early. Yeah. So CDM has the lead on lap 5 from Carrera Fan, having not pitted, retained their track position, but Snarf has made it up the grid on those hard tyres, and he's now in 3rd but hasn't pitted either, with Quinn in 4th place, I believe, although my tower's just changing around as people weave and move.
Senna may have hit the brakes or something, and Amino Weber went past him.
Got it.
Timing screen was a little bit confused.
Car's just slowing dramatically for the first chicane. Were they maybe told to slow for their delta?
Either that or the safety car is just going so slow that the guys in the front are having to follow it.
There's a lot of polystyrene scattered across the Curva Grande entrance branch. One of the marker boards has been wiped out. I think that was probably Amaril's exit from the race that caused that, but some of the cars hitting it, I don't suppose that's enough to actually damage a front wing.
Yeah, I don't think so. Obviously with this new game, debris can actually cause problems for you.
So probably better to hedge your bets and not drive through it.
I would probably avoid it if it were.
As fun as it is to destroy polystyrene marker boards, I have to admit, but
I'm noticing Senna got past Quinn earlier, and Quinn is not getting the position back.
Yeah, interesting. So someone may end up with a penalty. We've got the safety car coming in soon, so CDM will be launching away from the start. We've got Carrera Fan with him on soft tyres, and then we've got 2 hard runners who are going to have a problem keeping the faster tyred cars in front, behind them. Advantage Snarf potentially, because Senna is the other one on those hards. I'm just wondering whether Quinn was told to give the place back.
I'm not sure, but Amino Weber just ran into the back of him, and not only that, but Formula Com ran into the back of Bottle King coming out of Ascari. So
Okay, not cool. Looks like
5.
when does CDM go? He's increased the pace slightly. I think he's decided to go now. He runs over the grass slightly.
Yeah.
In
Oh, big wreck in the back. Senna's out.
Parabolica. Oh no, not straight after a restart. We've got Snarf attacking for second place, which really surprises me on those hard tyres. He won't be able to brake as hard as Guerrero-Fan, but he takes the inside. Guerrero-Fan just deciding to ride the outside. You can see his front wing waggling as he goes over the bumps. Oh, wow!
Oh, he had to back out of that one.
Yeah,
did not have the traction.
Snarf was too hard on the throttle, wasn't he? And yeah, lost it, and thankfully didn't take Carrera with him.
Yeah, that was a great job by him of just avoiding the contact that would have spun them both, and also just not spinning it himself. He was able to just half spin it, get it back on the track. Didn't lose too many positions. Unfortunately, he's going to be a little bit annoyed with himself, obviously. But
Vapor Shadow just taking advantage of a wide moment through Lesmo 2 from Emmanuel Weber, and turned around.
Spun. That's a huge
wheel
wreck.
off. That really is. He didn't go quick enough. I think there wasn't perhaps enough racing room. I happened to be riding on board with him, so I just experienced the spin round live, but I didn't see the contact from behind. And of course, with 2 retirements in the course of that one restart, we go back to our second safety car period, Branch.
Yeah, we thought, I guess I thought reduced damage would avoid this, but we already have 2 safety cars in 7 laps.
And the front 2 are pitting. Quinn goes through. I noticed Wongfi put a second set of softs on, perhaps expecting to have a few laps of uninterrupted racing.
Yeah, he's already back into the pits, I think, maybe putting on some hard tires.
Yeah.
To go to the end.
So Snarf is still on those hard tires. He's gone round. Shadow says, yeah, he was taken out. There was plenty of room. Senna says he lost it on hard tires on the way out of Parabolica. Oh, man. What a shame to lose those guys. We're now down to 9 runners, and we still have 19 laps to run. I shouldn't laugh. Lightning's watching along as well. Good to have Lightning around. Had a super strong performance. Last week he got 3 podiums in 3 days. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, really sad to see Vapor Shadow and Senna go. I think Snav's asking again if he can pit for those, get rid of those hards. I think he can wait a little bit. Maybe we'll say next either have free choice to pit off them, or you can do it under the next safety car if we have one. Lap 8 of 27, Quinn re-inherits that lead. He put mediums on. He will need to pit again before the end. Snarf is in second place. Will need to pit before the end, but I'm pretty sure that's true of everybody. No one's going to get medium tyres. 19 laps, are they, Branch?
I think 19 laps is probably, or for mediums, I don't know about that. I mean, obviously I haven't run a race simulation like I said, so I don't know what the tire wear is like here. Another collision between Wilkommen and Mino Weber. So, people got it.
Yeah, and Mino Weber's got no front wing, so he'll be heading back to the pits again. Did that look retaliatory or accidental?
I think it was definitely accidental. Just not paying attention.
Right.
When people are braking.
It's difficult because one of the best ways to generate heat in your tires is to brake sharply, and you do that, and of course the car behind you is expecting you to cruise at a constant speed. Very difficult. Follow everyone around. And Emmanuel Weber has gone. I think he may have had enough tonight, but his Red Bull teammate probably won't thank him for that, giving up a guaranteed 2 points, if not more.
Yeah.
Carrera's going to try and do a 19-lap run.
And Formula Com has just spun and hit the wall during the safety car.
Wow. I imagine some of those tyres wouldn't even have been back up to running speed, but he's got no front wing either. So I hope the teams, particularly Red Bull, brought plenty of front wings to this race, because they've gone through them. And he's picked up a warning for unpleasant language in in the
Yes,
Division 2
yes.
paddock. So, yeah, you can only imagine. I think he's gone. He's out. We've lost both Red Bulls, and we're down to 7 runners branch.
Yeah. I was expecting a little bit more people to last in this race, but I wonder if Bottle King is going to have some kind of an advantage now, being the only person on soft tires.
From the restart, I think that's probably true. He'll have some pace. He's way back from the safety car right now, but should be able to catch it, no problem. We'll go around for another lap under safety car conditions, which will help all these brand new medium runners. Fourth downwards, may well be able to stretch those tyres to the end, but I don't see the top 3 staying the top 3 under racing conditions, at least tonight.
I don't know if you saw that, but Snarf is doing some absolutely just incredibly aggressive weaving to get those tires warmed up.
Yeah, and I think that was under braking, wasn't it? He's doing it off throttle, I think, which is better than any form of throttle, because that much lock. He'll be turning around, no doubt, but yeah, he really is going for it with this warm-up.
I've never seen anyone that aggressive with it. Obviously, it's to get those hard tires warm. He's the only one on hard, so he's going to have an extreme disadvantage. The warmer he gets them, the better this restart will be.
Yeah, and he didn't struggle on the restart last time. He did really well, so he might be complaining that they're awful, but he's making them work for him after a restart, which is a very, very difficult thing to do on hard tyres traditionally on the game.
Yeah. So CDM, I would say the biggest story of this race so far, started last, was in first for a while. He's now one of the new medium tire runners. I'm interested to see if those guys are able to make it to the end on those tires, barring we don't have another safety car.
I also missed Quinn picking up a 5-second penalty, so he'll be serving that on his way in, on his next pit stop, so that's going to really hurt him as well. 3 seconds for Snarf. We saw, I think, that one going wrong, and yeah, Snarf up 7, CDM up 7, and Quinn will take the restart for us. Pinty in 3rd position in the Aston, Snarf in the Alpine in 2nd place. Haven't seen any footage, but I understand Alonso was due to drive an Alpine badged ex-Renault F1 car around Le Mans for a demo before the race today. We get going, and CDM immediately passed Pinty.
Wow.
He guessed correctly on that front, and we've got tandem attacks going on the way into the first corner. This isn't going to be good for anybody's tyre wear. Carrera slow through the first chicane because he's caught up behind CDM, and it looks like Pinty's going to make solid defence, but Carrera hanging on around the outside of Curva Grande to try and get the Della Roggia entry, and he has.
Got it. Wow, what a dive bomb that was.
Yeah, we've seen certain 4-time world champions not make that move work on the track.
CDM seems to be catching up to the back of Snarf pretty quickly right now. He's using up a lot of
CDM's
his
pace
DRS.
tonight is amazing.
Yeah, he's definitely got it. Unfortunately for him, he's had to do it all from the back, essentially.
Yeah.
So, had he started from the front, I think he may be in a little bit better position at the moment. But right now, he lost a little bit through his Scari. Dirty air didn't help him at all.
Yeah, Snuff actually closing on Quinn here as the AlphaTauri of Carrera going up the inside of both, I think, Bottle King and Pinty, who's heading to the pits. Maybe he's got damage. Yeah, but Carrera got through both of them. He's now side by side with Bottle King down the back straight, but it looked like Bottle King potentially had the DRS there. So Carrera down to 6th after that restart lap, and he's got it all to do to finish this race off on these medium tyres.
Yeah, Pinty in for mediums, and I have to think at this point mediums would end up lasting to the end of the race.
Yeah.
Maybe the guys who pit before or during this last safety car will actually be able to make it to the end of the race.
We've got matching gaps. We've got just about a second covering the top 4 right now. Around 5/10 of a second between all 4 cars as they head towards Ascari under the old track. That must have been a sight to behold, to be there as the cars went around the oval on the old track.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they don't race on that part of the track anymore, but it would be cool to see them do that at some point.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm surprised more racing games haven't put that in. I think it was present in the Grand Prix Legends PC game, and I think you can get like mods for that, can't you? So.
Yeah, my dad was very, very into that game, and I was too young, unfortunately, to appreciate it. But
I heard it was awful when it came out, but using the mods and some pretty extreme setups made the cars usable.
Oh yeah, the mods are great for that game. It's an extremely realistic, very difficult to drive them. Obviously, being the 4-year-old that I was terrible at it.
Wang Fei is super close here to CDM. Wang Fei just making a nuisance of himself in the mirrors on the way into Lesmo. I don't think CDM would have been troubled particularly by that one.
Yeah, CDM, I've been on board with him for the last lap or so. He is kind of struggling a little bit. It looks like Wang Fei is going to take advantage down the inside towards Ascari. We'll have him before the braking zone.
Is this down to that ERS usage that you mentioned before, or do you think it's a grip issue?
I think it's more of just a racing line issue. I saw him when he went into not Ascari, but the second chicane on the track. I don't know the names, unfortunately. Should have looked him up before, but he took a little bit too much curb and hit some gravel, and it's not the first time he's done that. So he seems to be just struggling to find the right racing line.
Back on the attack now, though. He hasn't used DRS, which surprises me.
He didn't get DRS, weirdly enough.
Wow, okay.
He had it on him earlier. I'm not sure how he didn't get the DRS.
Yeah, he certainly looked visibly within a second. But he's very, very close to him now. He'll catch a great toe through Curva Grande, tempting him to take the inside on the way into Della Roggia. Everybody remembers the Lesmos and Ascari, but it's Retifilia is the first one, and then Della Roggia is the second chicane. So DRS is working, at least on the Ferrari. We can see it open as he heads down towards Ascari this time.
Oh, it's closed now. And he opened it and then it closed. I wonder if he's having a DRS issue. I don't know if that's.
Whoa! Away and behind him goes Bottle King. Lost it massively into.
Carrera had to avoid big time there to not run into him, and that's another safety car.
I don't doubt the speed that Bottle King came across the exit of the chicane was frightening. I looked down to see if I could catch it on the stream, but I was just slightly too late reacting. It's kind of a Skunkworks replay system we've got going on using the stream sometimes to watch a replay, but yeah, definitely worth a second glance. Just saw it speed across the lower half of my screen. Everybody's in the pits now, deciding this is the moment. CDM stayed out. That's interesting. He's got 6 uphold mediums on, but that might mean he goes for a late race soft run.
Possibly. He may be trying to go to the end of the race, especially with now that this will be the second safety car that he has run with these tires on.
Yeah.
He may be able to take them to the end of the race.
And I can confirm that something that co-commentator said to me yesterday was that this game now allows you to clear your 5-second time penalty under safety car pitting, which the previous game did not. Whether that's an aberration of the game or a change in the rules, I'm not exactly sure. I can't confirm, but I definitely know that Speed Queen has paid off his 5-second penalty under safety car.
Well, that's good for him.
Yeah.
I guess not having to worry about it. I'd much rather drive without a penalty than with one.
Yes. Snarf has still got that 3-second penalty and I think so has Pinty. Let's have a check. Well, we've got nothing else to look
Interestingly
at.
enough, Pinty is on soft tires. He pit onto soft tires, so.
Huh.
I don't know if I agree with that call. I think
No.
obviously I don't know much about the tire wear here, but I'd have to think that these tires are not going to be able to last the 11 or the 10 or 11 laps that he would end up having to run once the safety car is over.
Lightning is laughing in the chat. Apparently, both games have allowed you to pit and take off your penalty. Again, news to me. I hadn't seen it or used it myself. So, yeah, and interesting. I do believe that's not allowable in real life. You can't clear a penalty that way, but.
No, I think in real life you have to. It's a specified penalty if you were to go into the pits to use it or to get rid of it.
Yeah. But a stop-go or a drive-through or a those ones have to be served under racing conditions, I believe. So our order then on lap 16, we've got CDM in first place, but certainly having another tyre stop to make. The second, third, fourth, and fifth place drivers will be pitted to the end unless we have yet another safety car and they fancy it as an option. But Pinty will also have to pit again in sixth. So second, we've got Snarf from the back now on. He's finally got rid of those hard tyres, so I'm sure he'll be happy. Wong Fei, Speed Quinn, is in fourth now, having paid that penalty from the lead of that particular bunch beforehand, and Kurofan is in fifth place, and he is no longer going for a conservation Checo run on the mediums. He's pitted for a new set. Lap 16 then, and we have just 11 racing laps to run. If we get that far, I wonder how many of those 11 laps will be safety car laps.
We'll see what kind of pace CDM has at the beginning of this safety car, or this non-safety car period, excuse me. Everyone behind him, he slowed down there. Unfortunately, I don't know how many people know about this, but when you're leading the race during a safety car and the safety car goes in, it forcibly throws the brakes on your car even if you don't do it yourself.
I did not know that.
Which is unfortunate because it's really difficult to tell the people behind you that's going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And everybody starts to back up and potentially go side by side, trying to do an American-style restart. On you, CDM has just eased the car out of Parabolica, and yeah, he goes with Wong Fei very close behind Snarf. Wong Fei, I think, is going to have a go here. Snarf is going to hug that inside line. Wong Fei round the outside. I don't think he's going to get enough of an overlap. No, he just yields.
Back. No, he's not going to do that. Oh, but Snarf loses a lot of traction coming out of...
He really did. Lost a big moment there.
Right on the back of him now.
Gets underneath him through Curva Grande. That's nice work. A little bit. That was tight. I don't think Snarf was expecting him to be there as Wong Fei muscles his way through, and of course that gives Quinn a bunch of momentum. And Quinn makes it two past Snarf. Snarf won't be enjoying that one, but he can. He's got plenty of laps left to fight back. Important not to spin off and use up your tyres too much in defence.
All of this is allowing CDM to gain a gap already 1.6 seconds ahead of the field because of that battling. Although it looks like Wong Fei may have the overwhelming pace over CDM. He's catching him pretty quickly already.
What about Snarf looking? Will he try and make a move on Quinn, or will he sit back and hope for DRS? I think he's sitting back. But the problem is that following too closely behind through Parabolica is difficult. Matthias and Lightning both claiming that Pinty is on the best strategy here. He's certainly overtaking Kurofan right now. Yeah, he gets by nice and cleanly actually, and the cars head on out of the chicane.
Snarf not too far back from Quinn right now. hasn't lost him since Quinn was able to get past him, but hasn't, obviously with DRS not available to the drivers yet.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit difficult to pass him.
Yeah,
Ooh,
absolutely.
Quinn goes a little bit into the dirt there, coming out of CLES2D2R02 1.
Yeah, catches Snarf unawares, who loses out, and it looks like Pinty on the aggressive again. He's on the outside, that puts him in a dangerous position. He's going to have to yield. There's no way through round the outside here. Yeah,
Does.
Sensibly just tucks back in. Does that hand some sort of an advantage to Kurofan? No, he's too far behind, and the car's barrel down again on lap 18, down towards Parabolica. All locked together, apart from CDM, who did manage to get away. Wang Fee's catching him now, though, and he's managed to get within DRS within that lap.
Yeah, this is just about as close to pack racing as you'll ever find in Formula 1. Everyone within a second of each other. Most drivers within almost half a second of each other. Wang Fee's right on the back. CDM now absolutely has the pace advantage. And I would not expect CDM to be leading this race much longer.
Yeah, well, those tyres are getting old. We've got Quinn and Snarf locked together. Will Snarf be able to get up the inside, or is Quinn going to try and brave it around? Oh, there's a lot of interlock wheels going on there. Quinn gets the inside for CLES2D2R01 1. It's not always the fastest line. We're going to have front to rear wheel contact, and that's dangerous, but Snarf just holds on again. He's really getting battered and bruised tonight, Branch.
Weapons racing going on right now.
CDM, big defense into Ascari. Snarf managing to get through. Will he be able to stretch away enough down Parabolica to defend from Quinn on the next straight? Looks like he will, because Pinty's up the inside, around the outside of Quinn. Be able to brake later.
Definitely looks like he has the pace. I guess the only question is if he's able to make those tires last to the end of the race, but at the moment it looks like he's got some good pace over people. May be able to catch Snarf here.
Yeah, well, Matthias saying that he knows Pinty is very good with tyre preservation. In previous races he's beat him on that, so yeah, this could be good for Pinty. Started this post-caution period at the back in sixth. Let's try and hope for 6 cars to the end. Wang Fei did not get past CDM, so CDM I have seen is a very good defender of positions, so we'll see if he can keep holding on, but he will have to pit, and he'd just be waiting for somebody to crash and make another safety car, I think.
Yeah, he's definitely struggling on these tires. I guess he's trying to go to the end at this point. I don't know if it would be worthwhile to pit with how close the entire field is, but he's definitely struggling.
Yeah, causing a bit of a train now, because Snarf has caught Wang Fei, so this could get messy as they head towards Parabolica for the 20th time. Just playing nicely at the moment. Wang Fei concentrating on his exit, but Snarf already around the outside. They'll both open their DRS. What happens here, Branch?
Oh, they're trying to go 3 wide. Oh, Snarf had to back out of that one.
Look at the overspeed Pinty had with a 4-car drag down the back straight. CDM trying to hold off. Yeah, we got that on helicopter. It was pretty nice, but Snarf really compromised. Back to the back for Snarf.
He made contact with Quinn through Curva Grande right there.
Yeah, these two have come together several times tonight. Wang Fei, though, away from CDM, and will be hoping to stretch that gap out. I wonder now whether CDM, now that he's finally given up that lead, does that make him more or less likely to pit here?
That's a good question. I don't know. He might be a little bit more inclined to pit now.
Yeah.
He's got Pinty behind him, who is on soft tires and has shown he's very fast. So it could lose this position fairly quickly. Pinty definitely saving his ERS. CDM has none of it left.
Pinty up to 3rd. He's driving very well. Let's hope he can get those tyres to the end. He's got to run a fair amount more. I don't suppose the game mechanics are such that the track doesn't rubber in as much with half a field running. I imagine that's a fairly constant point, but it's certainly an interesting element. Pinty ran the outside there, yeah. CDM is hyper aggressive, I would say, when he comes out of a battle through the first chicane. Seems to just expect the cars to disappear on his outside.
Yeah, if you're gonna want to pass him through there, you're gonna have to be a little bit more aggressive. Make sure you beat him under braking.
Yeah.
As Pinty lost out a position to Snarf because of it. Snarf is now attacking the back of CDM very heavily through Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2. Will have DRS. CDM, I think, may have lost it already. No, he still has it. But with no toe, with Wilkommen being so far ahead, I don't think he's going to be able to have much overspeed. But Snarf not able to catch up to him.
Yeah.
Scary now.
CDM
really
just putting himself in the middle of the track there, I think, just to ward off a move, but not completely compromise his entry. Of course, the drivers will get wise to that in the end.
Oh my goodness.
Just expecting fireworks here, lap 22. Pinty's going to catch an amazing tow from these two cars, and it's going to be a nice extra wide moment. A little bit of contact, I think, there. So Snarf down the inside. How will CDM defend this one this time? Very similar. Zero room given. Pinty having to lift as he enters Curva Grande because, oh, he's hanging on.
Oh, he's on the grass, my goodness.
That's so risky. Pinty up the inside of both of them. Will he get them both on the way in? No, he managed to... He elected to cede there, I think, Branch.
I think Snarf may have finally gotten the position on CDM. Oh, but CDM with a huge switchback! And they're still side by side, just switching positions now. This is a massive battle. Snarf is still hanging on.
Look at the drive Pinty's got. He's got a box off his seat from both of these guys. He threads the needle going down the back straight. Wow, what amazing driving from Pinty. I'm sure he's given up a warning on the way in.
Yeah, I think he's gonna
penalty.
I think he's gonna live with it though.
Yeah.
Carrera's out. I didn't even see what happened to Carrera, but he's out of the race. Exit of Ascari looks like he may have just lost it. No safety car yet, with 4 laps to go.
I'll look out in the chat for any reaction from Carrera. I may have him on commentary for the next race. Hopefully he can cool off if that was an error. Look at these 3 cars, and bang!
Ooh. Yeah,
that's Snarf out.
And that was pretty aggressive driving by CDM there. He may be receiving a penalty from the stewards for that one.
Yeah, there is a car sitting in the middle of that runoff area in the first chicane. It was that Snarf just having ended up right in the middle of both of them.
Oh no, actually, Snarf was on the inside of CDM, and CDM, I guess, tried an aggressive move to the inside and just shoved Snarf right to the barrier.
Yeah, that looked over the top to me at first glance, but we only get the one chance to look at it, so it is difficult to judge. We're down to 4, and there's 3 laps to go. We have avoided a safety car at this point, despite that moment. So CDM trying to limp medium tyres to the end, and Pinty's trying to do the same thing. CDM, I think, is trying to get, what, 18, 19 laps out of this one, and Pinty trying to get, I think, 12 or 13 out of the soft tyres. Wongfi, though, quite happy to let these guys on difficult tyre usage strategies disappear away from his mirrors, I think. I don't think Carrera had a moment. I think we had a problem with another driver. He's claiming somebody did something to him. Yeah, so I think CDM can probably expect some attention from the stewards and reports to come. So this result will absolutely be provisional, as last week's Division 1 race proved. That was a provisional result. CDM catches a 3-second penalty, so I don't think our cars are going to opt for another pit stop at this stage. 3 seconds each for Pinty and CDM.
With that penalty to CDM, I think Pinty may be able to hang on to his second place unless Quinn is able to take it. I think Wongfi, however, does seem to have enough pace over Pinty and his worn softs to win this one.
Yeah, Quinn, if he's listening, could potentially get there. He does have the rather difficult job of getting past CDM in order to get that second place with Pinty's penalty. It's lap 25. We've got 2 complete laps to run as Wongfi starts his penultimate lap. Sparks joins us right now and says what happened. I think, Sparks, the correct question is what hasn't happened in this race. This one has been, it's been a war, I think.
I don't know if you saw that, but CDM cut across the front of Quinn trying to defend and actually put himself out of the race.
I missed it, unfortunately.
Parabolic.
Okay, so I haven't said this before. We're down to 3 in the race. Speed Quinn. This is his mission right now is getting within 3 seconds of Pinty to try and get himself that second place for Williams. Wongfi's way out there in front. He can't be caught. So Wongfi from Pinty with no. Pinty now gets a 6-second penalty. I think those tyres are dying off, Branch. I don't think he can get them to the end at full racing pace. That's 2 penalties in the space of about 4 laps.
Yeah, Quinn does still have a chance, but a very small one. He has definitely been struggling a little bit on these mediums now. I wonder if he has damage. It doesn't look like he does, but he may have some unseeable damage that we can't see.
True. Yeah. So, Wongfi starts his final lap, 1.3 seconds ahead of Pinty, but make that 7.3 seconds in actuality. Quinn has run right out of all kind of pace here. Is he cruising to the end? Has he picked up something? Quinn is dropping back at a rate of knots.
Yeah, he has definitely lost some kind of pace. I don't know where, but he is completely out of the penalty range of Pinty.
Yeah, he's got a big job to catch him here. Pinty trying to go for the win on track, I think, Branch. He's pushing hard. So maybe it's just simply that Pinty is pushing very hard at the end and he's spending everything he had left, potentially. But Quinn seems to have lost every ounce of pace he had.
Yeah, it's completely gone. Luckily for him, the entire rest of the field has taken itself out, so he doesn't lose any positions from this.
So Wongfi makes his final trip through Parabolica, hangs the car out wide, nice and stylish. A little wiggle on the way out, doesn't want to give up the place, but Wongfi wins from Pinty in Monza in our second race in Division 2, and the final runner will wait forever for the final tail runner to come through in 3rd position, and Quinn gets that 3rd place. I jest only because it's been such a war here. There he goes. That's your podium, and CDM gets driver of the day without finishing the race. Again, another first for me, I think, there. And your podium, obviously, another strong result for AlphaTauri. Definitely the team to be in Celeritas and the Champagne time. We've got an Aston Martin next to him. Our sole Norwegian driver, Pinty, getting that second place. And, of course, Quinn finishes the race in 3rd place. Wow, that was interesting. Wongfi, pace all the way through, pace from the start, from quali, Branch. Take us through that extra long finishing order.
Yeah, so we have 3 finishers in Wongfi, Pinty, and Speed Quinn up at the top there, and then our DNFs are CDM, Snarf, Carrera, Bottle King, Formula Com, Amino Weber, Vapor Shadow, Senna, and Amaral. Rounding out our...
We should probably have a count on there of how many laps people did, but Pinty got the fastest lap as well, being on those softs at the end, a 21.7. I think we'll probably have a top 2 steps of the podium happy tonight. Quinn perhaps less so, having qualified on pole. But yeah, lots of drama, lots of action, as we come to expect from Monza. We tried our best to get more finishes, and we survived the first couple of periods, maintaining our reduced vacation time grid. But sadly, that was it was still a war of attrition, and we still only ended up with 3 finishes on reduced damage, sadly. I don't know if anybody is likely to want to chat tonight in an interview. I've got obviously preference goes to our podium drivers, but I don't know. I haven't had an interview with Pinty and Wangfi before. Credit to them, of course, if they do wish to do that, because I'm sure it will be not their first language. But obviously Quinn is usually up for a chat, especially on a podium, I'm sure. Let's see if anyone fancies it. If not, we will reconvene in less than an hour's time, 8 PM UK, for our Division 1 race. Don't forget that Saturday night is Celeritas night for your watching pleasure. We expect to have much better grids coming up in the next few weeks as people return off those vacations. I can see now why several leagues didn't get going until September. But we'll see. Anybody looking likely, Branch, for an interview?
I'm gonna invite Quinn and see if he wants to join. I'll throw a Pinty an invite as well. I think I have one. Yeah, I'll invite all 3 of them. See who joins.
Awesome. I think Quinn is definitely up for it. Interesting to see what his reaction is tonight to this one. I do hope we get more finishes in the next race. Our winner has joined the party. Wangfi, just make sure that your broadcast audio setting is set to share. We had another issue like that in the previous race, so just make sure before I just talk to myself on the stream that you've done that. But hopefully you've done that while I've said all of those things. But Wangfi, congratulations! I think that's your first Celeritas win.
Yeah, there's hopefully more to come.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot to happen that race. I think I lost track of how many pit stops I had, and yeah, a lot of safety cars as well. I'm just tired.
Yeah, I can imagine you are. I can imagine you are. Yeah, go ahead, Branch.
I was gonna say you sound tired. What kind? Well, sorry. What kind of a race was it for you? You know, you had a lot of different safety cars, a lot of great battles going on. Just, I guess, give us the rundown of how your race went.
Yeah, I got hit at the start. But I guess didn't really change much after. But yeah, I was at the back later on. But yeah, there's a lot of people who crashed. But I don't know if they crashed into each other, if they spun off. I think there were a lot of crashes in Ascari, because that's I almost spun there as well. But
no, it's a tough track, and it's so punishing on our drivers. Wangfi, what do you put down this big uptick in form? It's your pace has increased, I think, quite considerably from one game to the next. Does it suit you better? Have you put in an enormous amount of practice? What's it down to?
I didn't actually practice till yesterday, so I guess luck.
Okay.
I didn't really find the pace before this race. I wasn't actually that confident going into this race. But, yeah, I had the pace in qualifying, which I was actually surprised to. I was aiming for like top 5 or something, but yeah. I mean, yeah.
Well, I mean, you had a great qualifying, just missed pole position, but saw it through to the end of the race. It sounds like you need a recovery, few minutes, and a cold drink. But congratulations, pleasure to watch you win that race. You were one of the people who actually managed to stay on the correct part of the circuit tonight. So congratulations.
Cheers.
Well done, man. Well done. I didn't see whether Pinty joined. He can maybe speak up if he did, but otherwise, I'll say hey
We
to
have
Quinn.
Quinn in here. Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, Quinn. How did that go for you?
Well, it was just like obviously ecstatic to get a podium,
Yeah.
albeit it's not in a way that you'd traditionally say because there was only 3 finishers. But yeah, I'm happy that I've got more points in one race than I did in the whole of last season.
And on a day where, I guess, 70% of the field retired, you can take a
Yeah.
great deal of pride in the fact that you didn't tonight, Quinn. So,
Yeah.
so brilliant stuff. You definitely want to hand that award over to someone else at the end of this season. I'm sure that you won in the first season. I won't bring that up every time, I promise. But congratulations, that was great. And quali looked pretty strong as well.
Yeah, I was just like, well, I mean, Wongfi said that he started practicing yesterday. I started practicing today.
We're gonna have a battle. It's
And
a modesty
yeah,
battle, aren't we?
No, it's genuinely like I only started practicing today. I didn't really like do any race like strategy or like quality practice. I was just in TTs trying to improve my time,
Yeah.
and it helped me just with getting that one lap pace that ultimately got me pole. And just the one thing that I really struggled with was Ascari, like most people, but I nailed that down. And yeah, it was just really good to get a pole position and finish on the podium.
Yeah, really, really cool. Great result for you. What do you put down your pace to tonight then? If it wasn't practice, does the game suit you better?
Yeah, I think generally on this game, most of my time trial times are a lot faster than the last game. I'm not sure if that's down to the game, like the nature of it just being faster, or if it's more suited to me, but I feel more comfortable, so maybe it is that it's more suited to me.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Any questions from you, Branch, to do with maybe who he was battling with and
I just wanted your perspective on the incident with CDM there at the end of the race.
Well, what was it? Through Parabolica, he took a wide line through, and then he was like, if you're gonna go in, I'm just gonna say this: if you're gonna go to the pit, make it obvious that you're going into the pit. He was sort of like in the middle of the track. I thought he was heavily defending the inside line, and then last second he quickly cut across to the right as I was gonna try and make a move round, like just round him to the right. And then, yeah, he just cut across me as I was right on his rear wing, and unfortunately that caused him to DNF, and it caused me quite significant front wing damage.
I think it'd be fair to say it was reasonable of you to be expecting him to make aggressive defending moves tonight, based on
Yeah.
the evidence that that we've been watching. Yeah, so that potentially caused his exit. But any other battles that stand out in your mind tonight?
I'd have to say probably just like towards the end, just like the group of 3 cars in front of me. I think it may have been Wongfi, Snarf, and CDM. I think just in the last few laps, it just like those 3 cars in front of me, and then them battling enabled me to get up close to him. And even though that battle didn't involve me, it was just like you're just on your edge of your seat, just watching it and seeing what's going to happen.
Absolutely, yeah. You had the best view of everything, but it wasn't necessarily great for your concentration, I imagine.
Yeah.
Well, you survived, Quinn, and that was absolutely credit to you tonight. And you obviously had a lot of pace, so congratulations, and look forward to another good race next week.
I don't think anyone is going to beat my DNF record, so I might as well just keep hold of the trophy.
Well, you've all heard that. Maybe people will have a go. But we'll start it afresh this season. So if you can stay on track like you did today, I'm sure you'll be in a good chance of handing it to somebody else. Well, thanks, Quinn. Good to talk to you.
It's
Branch,
good to talk to you too.
Branch, I think we probably better wrap things up. What's your takeaway from all of that? What have you learned going into your race very shortly?
Don't wreck.
Big
all I
karting style fenders around the car. I think you need to install tonight. Yeah.
I'm definitely putting some upgrades on my Mercedes before we start.
Awesome. I'm sure you're keen to go and get some practice in, and I'll go and grab a drink. Thanks everybody. Remember to stay tuned to Celeritas. Click the subscribe button, and you'll know the minute that we go live every evening. Every time we do on a Saturday night. We'll see you in about 40 minutes, hopefully, and if not, we will catch you all on the next race day.